iPod Touch 7th Gen Battery Replacement Guide with a Swollen Battery. If you're dealing with a swollen battery on your iPod Touch 7th generation, the process of replacing the battery can be a bit more intricate than a standard battery swap. When the battery swells, it can cause the screen to lift, which makes the device unsafe to use. Swollen batteries pose a significant fire risk, and this replacement process requires special care. This video tutorial shows that you don't need to fully disconnect the LCD screen or digitizer cables, and that soldering the battery connector is necessary. The screen assembly remains intact, and we are focusing on carefully removing the swollen battery and installing a new one while avoiding damage to the screen or internal components. You'll see a metal shield covering the battery connector on the logic board. Use a small Phillips screwdriver to remove the screws securing the shield and carefully lift the shield out with tweezers. Keep these screws and shield in a safe place. Now comes the tricky part, soldering. The old battery is still connected to the logic board via the connector. You will need to carefully desolder the old battery connector from the logic board using your soldering iron. Heat the solder joints carefully, and once melted, use a small soldering iron tip to lift the connector off the board. Be gentle to avoid damaging the pads on the board. Once the connector is detached, remove the old battery. At this point, the battery should be loose. Carefully pry it out using a plastic spudger. Take care to avoid puncturing or bending the battery, especially if it's still swollen. If it's stubborn, apply more heat to soften the adhesive further. Always handle the battery with extreme care and place it in a fire-safe container for disposal. Locate the black or white pull tabs at the bottom edge of the battery, usually near the lightning port area. These tabs might be slightly tucked under the battery or secured with a small adhesive flap. Use a plastic spudger or tweezers to gently pull the end of each adhesive tab out just enough so you can grab it with your fingers. Grasp one adhesive strip and pull it slowly and steadily, not upward, but at a very low angle, almost parallel to the table surface. The strip will stretch and elongate as you pull. If done correctly, the strip will extend several inches and then detach cleanly. Do not rush or yank, or it may break. Align the new battery in the same position as the old one. Before connecting it, make sure the solder pads on the logic board are clean and free of old solder. Solder the new battery connector onto the logic board, ensuring a strong, clean connection. It's important to avoid bridging solder joints, so take your time. Please note: work in a well-ventilated area on a non-flammable surface. Do not use metal tools near the battery, especially while it's still swollen. Dispose of the old battery properly, never in the trash. With the right tools, patience, and safety in mind, you can successfully replace the battery and bring your iPod back to life. This process can seem challenging, especially with the soldering involved. Take your time and don't hesitate to ask for help if needed. Would you like to know more about soldering tips or maybe need help sourcing parts? Like and subscribe for more tutorial videos. Shout out to all my subscribers, especially to Board Vlogger. Thanks for watching. See you next time.